Halaliyam La Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai Ba'asham Rachar Kodash Shalom Wabarakyam La Bakharyam Shal Yashala Ha'akyam Wa'athyam Wabanyam Shanya Kabad Gadwala Rakab Ha Zakwanyam Waha Shalayakyam Nawa Shal Yashala Ba'ait, which means all praises to Yahweh, which is the Most High, in the name of His Son, which is Yahushai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Peace and blessings to the elect of Israel, and to the men or brothers and sisters and children, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and of Israel in these times. Right, and this here is one from the Great Millstone camp in Trinidad, and coming back, to do another lesson. And the name of this lesson is, why would the most superior race or the most superior ethnic group have leprosy? That don't make no friggin' sense. Right? Vampires can't stand up in the sun for too long without SPF 30, sun protection formula 30, rubbed all over your skin, and then you could stand up in the sun. Go and take a sun tan, right? Go in a tanning booth to get a little darker color, because you know the way that you look is not a normal way. That's not normal to look so. Not normal to look like a so-called white man. The so-called white man's skin has leprosy. that is a form of leprosy. That is not a normal look. Despite how much he tried to make himself look good, and he modern dress code, comb his hair a certain way, slick it back with gel, and what fashion, high fashion, the skinny fitted jeans and the skinny fitted dress and the dress up, all how to put it, modern fashion. Despite how much he tried to make that look cool, bro, let me tell you something. This man, the way his skin does look is not a normal way for any human being to look. Alright? That's not no normal way for no human being to look. But you go on Wikipedia and you look up race. What I really looked up is the most according. Why did I look up? What is the let's see if I come out right and it'll go show it. Right? Are white people the highest form of human beings? Right? That's what I look up. I went on Wikipedia and I'll read it out. And so I'm gonna do a video on it. So the question I asked Google if white people is the highest form of human beings, because that what it does say, that them is the highest form of human beings. And what they're doing now is bringing out the science to justify the wickedness. But why would the highest form of human beings have a skin disease that they can't get rid of? That don't make sense. The highest form of human, and they're not even human to begin with, because the word hue come from color, and man, meaning colored man. I mean, no colored man. Who do they call coloreds? Who they used to call coloreds in slavery? The Negroes. Right? People with melanin in the skin. Now, melanin don't mean you're some kind of fucking angel or lighter. But it has them black unconscious community. It has some people right now, because they're very dark, they pop melanated to make themselves feel good about themselves. That don't mean you're some righteousness because you have melanin in your skin. No, it don't mean that. It goes back to our ethnicity, because everybody had melanin in the skin, even the so-called white man. But our topic for next time. Anyhow, continuing on, right? It says, right, race, right. So I read here and then I will jump down to the point. A race is a grouping of humans based on shared physical or social qualities into categories generally viewed as distinct by society, first used to refer to speakers of a common language and then to denote national affiliations. By the 17th century, the term race began to refer to physical, phenotypical traits. Phenotypical means your attributes where you bring out or your characteristics, right? Because I looked it up, right? Modern scholarship regards race as a social construct, an identity which is assigned based on rules made by society. While partially based on physical similarities within groups, race is not an inherent physical or biological quality. So it's not a lie when people say nobody is stupid. Everybody right now have variations in race on the earth. People that say, this one better than this one, this race better than that race. Nearly everybody hold the race except for the Jakes. Them don't hold the race or the nation or the nationality in high regard. But all these other nations do. Right? Jake want to be everybody else. But in fact, and in truth, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the number one race or nation on the earth. Right? And the so-called white man is the basis race on the earth. But the so-called white man's science, as he say, proves that he is the top race on the earth and we are the bottom. But the Bible don't say that and nature don't say that. But what this devil saying, right? And I will read here, right? I will get the scriptures just now. Colonialism, right? According to Smedley, Marx, the European concept of race, along with many of the ideas now associated with the term, arose at the time of the scientific revolution. That concept of race rise up in this because it's the science what justifying them by being racist or being, looking down on other races because their science say them is the best, right? Them science. It says, which introduced and privileged the study of natural kinds. And the age of European imperialism and colonization, European represents the Edomites, the so-called white people. That is the European. That is the European. When they say European, they're talking about Edomites, so-called white people, right? And colonization, which established political relations between Europeans and peoples with distinct cultural and political traditions. As Europeans encountered people from different parts of the world, they speculated about the physical, social, and cultural differences among various human groups. The rise of the Atlantic slave trade, which gradually displaced the earlier trade in slaves from throughout the world, created a further incentive to categorize human groups in order to justify the subordination of African, which was Israelite slaves. But he say the Atlantic slave trade displaced earlier trade in slaves because it was worse than any other. This was something that was never really seen before on the earth. And the scriptures back that up. Right? And I will get the scripture to back it up too. Daniel, the book of Daniel, chapter 9, and verse 11. It says, Daniel chapter 9 verse 11. It says, Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. And he had confirmed his words, verse 12, because so Israel transgressed God's law and departed from it. Right? And it's what he said, the curse is poured upon us, which was written in the book of what? In the law of Moses, which is the law that the Most High gave to Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him, which is where you could find in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, which speaks about the said transatlantic slave trade. Matter of fact, I will go to that. And Deuteronomy, no, not Ruth. Deuteronomy chapter 28. I'll read verse 15. So when I read these scriptures, is ultimately an ultimatum the Most High gave to Israel. Keep my laws, you'll be blessed. Break my laws, you'll be cursed. Right? So from verse 1 to verse 15 is the keeping of the laws for blessings. Verse 15, from verse 1 to verse 14. From verse 15 to verse 68 is the breaking of the laws for curses. Curses for the breaking of the laws, rather. So I read verse 15, Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Which is what we just read in the book of Daniel. Right? The curse that is written in the book, in the law of Moses. Right? In the law which Moses gave. Right? Which Moses got through Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai to give to the children of Israel. And this is the curses. So you read from verse 16 and then all going straight down, which when you read through the whole thing, it talks about everything that befell the Israelites. And that is a great way to pinpoint who the Israelites are today on the face of the earth, because when you apply them curses to a certain set of people, it fits perfectly. And this is one of the major curses, the last verse in the book of Deuteronomy 28. And it says, And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Now Egypt, the first time Israel left Egypt, they did not leave Egypt on no ship. The Exodus with Moses, right? King Moses. The Exodus with him, you read through that whole story and it never say Israel left Egypt on ships. So why would he bring them back on ships right there? It was walking distance. No, Egypt symbolizes bondage. Egypt, let me look it up. Egypt symbolizes bondage. When the Lord say he will bring us into Egypt again, it comes from the Hebrew word
Strong's H 4714. Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim.
Matazarium. 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 Right? Yeah, see that? Yeah. So select, but I got that phone call, right? So Matazarium, which means Egypt, land of the cups. Adjective, Egypt, double straits. Right? It means what? Double straits. But ultimately it means to bind. It means to bind. Double straight. When you're in double straits, you're in bondage. You're in a tight place. I remember this used to say to bind. Really help me one day. think I look up Larry and so like you would again I get another phone call, which is a brother day. Right. So Egypt. Egypt represents bondage. So the Lord saying he will bring us into bondage again. But this time with ships, which is the same transatlantic slave trade we just read about. By the way whereof I speak unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, which was the land of Israel. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you, meaning no man shall save you, no man shall deliver you. You'll be in captivity until, right? So, I'm going to get the book of, back in Daniel. Hey, Daniel. Daniel chapter 9. And verse 12. It says, and he had confirmed his words which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven had not been done as had been done upon Jerusalem. So under the whole heaven, on this earth, nothing never happened to no other race, nation, or people as had happened to Israel, which is what this article here says. When it says, the rise of the Atlantic slave trade, which gradually displaced an earlier trade in slaves from throughout the world. It gradually displaced it because why? It was gruesome more than any other slave trade that ever happened on earth. It always had slaves being traded, but this brutal slave trade was never before seen. And the scriptures just say that. It says, creating a further incentive to categorize human groups in order to justify the subordination of Israelite slaves, because they were not Africans, they were Israelites. Right? They were Israelites.